Hello guys, NautoAce here. I want to give my thoughts on Final Fantasy XVI, the state of play presentation. They showed more what the game is. It is way different than the previous game. So it is sort of a action RPG according to Yoshi P. Yes, he is going to be in charge of this one. He's a guy who fixed and did Final Fantasy XIV. If you know that history, here's the gist of it. It was bad in the beginning. They had to do a revamp, and it was successful. Yoshi P actually got emotional and happy about it, because if it wasn't, well, bye-bye Final Fantasy XIV. So I did play it a bit. You can see it on my extended showcase. Again, that was more of an MMORPG, so different story there. So with this one it is more action RPG. So there might be still some command, but to some extent, it's going to be more of we push a button, move around, kind of like Kingdom Hearts. That's what it is, or Secret of Mana, another one. But if you play Final Fantasy 15, it's more of the Trail series. And then, of course, you played Final Fantasy 12. It's basically if you're playing Xenoblade Chronicles. And then 13 is a weird one. It is sort of a turn-based, but it's just weird. But again, for people who still wondering why they're changing the direction with the Final Fantasy series, well, somebody from Square Enix said it's for the modern audience. And in this type of age, sadly, is that turn-based is not popular anymore, unlike in the 90s. And they did say that there are going to be other games that will be turn-based. Could be the Dragon Quest series. Of course, Octopath Traveler did that. Live Alive, also now on PS4, PS5, and Steam. Awesome. Those are going to be sort of your turn-based. But when it comes to the Final Fantasy now, whether you like it or not, it is going to be action RPG. Kind of bummed me up a bit, but maybe because I'm just an old fogey there. So they show what the story's about. Interesting. It's about a highly skilled knight named Clive. Something happened to the kingdom, and then now he's just becoming a mercenary. You go to this hideout. Of course, you team up with Sid and other character. There will be NPC. And then, of course, powering up the character. Sort of the same architect as any action game. And, of course, you say, wow, this is nice action battle sequence. What's up with that? Well, the battle director is the guy who did Devil May Cry, so makes sense. Of course, Monster Battle, Ed Leon, Summoning Monster, whatever you call it, it's going to be in it. And it can range from shooter, which if they showed it with Phoenix, some sort of hand-to-hand combat wrestling with Ifrit and other things. So, again, that is interesting. Battle, interesting. Yes, it's just going to be one character and your loyal dog, but you are going to have NPC. So, chances are for this was probably going to be less characters than the other Final Fantasy. I know lately a lot of the characters are becoming less for a party. Used to be a lot more in the past, but again, depends on how the game goes, how the gameplay, the architect. Sometimes it is what it is there. I mean, sometimes less is more, but that's an opinion there. So, for this one, again, it's going to be $70, just like Tears of the Kingdom. But the question is, if you only have $70, which game are you going to get? Final Fantasy 16 or Tears of the Kingdom? Okay, if you're a Final Fantasy super fan or a Legend of Zelda super fan, then you know what you're going to get. And whatever reason it is what it is. So, bottom line is, there is no discussion like convincing someone. The bottom line is, it is what it is. People have their opinion, and you just have to live with it. So, you have your opinion, they have their opinion. So, but there may be some who basically the general consumer wondering, well, like I said, for me, and again, I stick to this belief that technology also is part of value. Beautiful the game may be, but your technology is kind of like low tech than your competitors. I don't know what you're trying to argue. So, it's kind of like you're arguing with, let's say, I remember this in 2005, Battle Slug 3 versus Kingdom Hearts 2. So, and if you're selling those games for $50, which one you're gonna use your $50? Just saying, to some extent. But again, in the end of the day, it's eye of the beholder. But my thoughts about this one, yes, a different approach, but I like it. The battle sequence, kind of beautiful. Story-wise, need more about it. It's gonna come out this June, so a month after Tears of the Kingdom. And let's see, what else? Music? Yeah, music's good. I mean, it is a Final Fantasy game, Square Enix game, and a little side note, hopefully eventually PlayStation by Square Enix. I would like to see that just because of the reaction reason. I know, kind of wrong, but it is what it is there. But overall, yes, for a $70 game, probably it's going to be worth the $70 more to some extent than Tears of the Kingdom. Again, I know it's a bad argument there, but you have to understand, for a super fan, it doesn't matter. But for the general consumer, that's a tricky part there. But again, it's up to you. The key thing is the eye of the beholder. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Final Fantasy XVI. It looks great for what it is. What they showed is good. Yes, it is not your classic OG Final Fantasy of the past. Well, that's why Square Enix decided finally to release Final Fantasy Pixel Perfect for PlayStation 4 and Switch. There you go. Yeah, they're going to be costly, but that's what Square Enix. And remember, they have a history of, they're in depth, surprisingly, but it is what it is there. So that's my thoughts. Awesome. With that, I'll see you guys later.